Yo, let me tell you something. Your family don't like the fact, and not just your family, people from the past, they don't like the fact that don't matter what you've been through in life, you just keep on picking yourself up. You know what I mean? And you don't let nothing disturb your peace. However, these people from the past and your family, they always trying to put you down. You know what I mean? Trying to discredit you or whatever. Like these people, first of all, being a black sheep of the family is something difficult. You know what I mean? That's something I've been struggling with my whole entire life. Ever since I was a kid, like I always been different, and instead of, walking to my shit, I didn't, you know. So, but when I had my awakening in 2020 or whatever, I've been walking in my shit. I've been walking in me 100%. You know what I mean? And the crazy thing is, my family, it don't matter if you're doing good or bad. Like, like I don't know, I guess they got used to me being the emotional punching bag or whatever. Like, that shit would never happen again. Yeah, I've been there, done that. You know what I mean? Now I set boundaries, and I took my power back. You know what I mean? Because I'm not going to put up with any disrespect from nobody, you know? But anyway, they don't like that you have surpassed the traps that they set for you. You know what I mean? These people wanted you to fucking fall. They preyed on your downfall, yo. And they always point at you. You're the problem. You this. You did that. You did this. Okay. And I'm not the type of person. Okay, yeah. I might have did that. Yeah, I might have did that too. You know what I mean? Like, I never deny shit. Yeah, I always been the truth. Always. You know what I mean? That's why that's why I always been a black sheep. Because they would want you to go with their lies and shit. And me, I just always was the truth. I always told the truth. Don't matter how it may have came out, or don't matter what I was doing at the moment. I am the truth, baby. And they don't like that shit. Because you survived the traps that they put out for you to fail. Remind you, when someone is pointing at you, it's three more fingers that's pointing back at them. You know what I mean? So they say, oh, you so bad, or you so this, or you so that. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, my motherfucking skin shining, glistening. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, I done went through some shit. You know what I mean? I done went through some shit that these motherfuckers want to be able to survive. You know what I mean? Black sheep shit. You know what I mean? When life was throwing curves and shit at me, you know what I mean? I was ducking some of them shits, you know what I mean? Hitting that little Kim like, you know what I mean? Fuck you mean, yo? And I was eating that shit like Pac-Man. The fuck? You know what I mean? Overcame that shit. Whatever life throws at me. You know what I mean? And just because I'm in my awakening now and all this and that, shit still come at me. And what I do, I take that shit like a champ. You know what I mean? I keep on going forward. These motherfuckers are mad because you survived the traps that they set out for you to fail. Now, like I said, when they point a finger at you, it's three more pointing back at them. That's the thing right there. You know what I mean? It's three more fingers pointing at them. Take yourself out the exclusion. Take yourself out the, you know what I mean? Out the picture and just look. You know what I mean? They still toxic. They still going through certain shit. So which means when they was pointing a finger at you years ago, you know what I mean? Clearly it wasn't me. You know what I mean? We see who it is because y'all motherfuckers still toxic. You know what I mean? So chosen ones, black sheep, yo, we here to do something more. And what we here to do is walk in our truth and break generational curses. So this shit don't go down into our kids, yo, our grandkids, our great grands, and so on and so on. They are mad at you because you survived the traps that they put out for you. These motherfuckers teamed up to go against the chosen one, yeah? You know what I mean? Did they get mad? You call yourself the chosen one? Bitch, y'all know I'm different, yo. Y'all know I'm the black sheep, yo. But when y'all see me, y'all see the God in me, yo. Y'all see it. And y'all be mad as hell because, yo, this is how I always talk, you know what I mean? But the thing is, that's because I got some energy behind my waist right now. But, yo, I really have a genuine heart, yo. I love everybody. You know why? Because I love my motherfucking self, yo. And most of all, I love my higher power. You know what I mean? And I love my children that he blessed me with. You know what I mean? People don't get no reaction out of me. They don't, because I cut them off. But when it comes down to my children, you gonna get a reaction. What you think? You know what I mean? But you're not gonna get the reaction you thought you was gonna get. You're not gonna get that reaction, you know what I mean? Nah. But anyway, y'all, I just thought I'd make this video real quick before I go to bed because you survived those traps that they set out for you to fail, yo. These motherfuckers was literally preying on your downfall. You know what I mean? It's Christ consciousness, baby. Yeah, I mean, these motherfuckers act like a bitch just woke up, like, oh, I'm up. Nah, life pushed the bitch to this shit. You know what I mean? Like, y'all don't see what the fuck is going on? How don't y'all see what's going on in the world? You know what I mean? And it's so crazy. Like, yo, you have to cut off people from the past, yo. Yeah, because they always going to remind you of your past. They always going to remind you of their past. Instead of seeing what's right in front of them. Instead of living in the present moment. You know what I mean? And the crazy thing is, man, behind closed doors, these people admire you. They admire your fucking strength, yo. They admire you. But they team up with people that they don't even like. Just so they can have something in common. What's that in common? To go against the chosen one. For what? Y'all think when I'm sitting here by myself, I'm thinking about y'all? Yo, I'm too creative, baby. I'm not thinking about y'all, yo. Only when y'all test me, I think about y'all for a little bit. And then I go about my business. You know what I mean? Sometimes that shit don't come on me. Sometimes that shit hit like a checkpoint right back to your ass. And I always say, I'm like, yo, whatever negative energy people is sending back to me, I return the sender. The fuck? You listen, it's truth season. You have to face yourself. You ain't nobody emotional punching bag no more. You know what I mean? Because guess what? I used to be there for these motherfuckers, yo. I used to be there for these motherfuckers, yo. But guess what? I decided to put me first. You know what I mean? Yeah, I decided to put the higher power first. I decided to put me first. I decided to choose me. You know what I mean? Plus 3, meaning my motherfucking children. But other than that, yo, these people be wanting your energy so bad. They energy vamps, yo. And they mad because you survived the traps that they set out for you. They thought you was going to crumble out here. No, baby. It's only learning lessons. You know what I mean? I come here to break generational curses. That's what I come to do. I don't come here to be y'all. You know what I mean? I never was y'all. I always was me. Ever since I was little, I always wanted to know who I was, yo. Not my name. You know what I mean? Not none of that. People always be like, you ask somebody who they are, they'll tell you where they from, where they was born, or what their name is. You know what I mean? Like, you ask somebody, I always want to know about me, that inside shit. You know what I mean? And I never compared myself to people, but people, for some reason, always want to compare themselves to me. Come on, man. Only person I'm competing with is my former self, yo. You know why? Because I'm just going forward, baby. I'm here to become my greatest version, yo. That's what I'm here to do. That's what I'm here to do. To speak truth. To be the truth, you know what I mean? Like, it's so crazy because these motherfuckers can basically see me walk through fire and not get a burn. You know what I mean? So instead of y'all teaming up to go against me, y'all need to be teaming up to try to, you know what I mean, figure out how the fuck she do it. You know what I mean? How was she able to survive the traps that we put out for her to fail? Why? Because of God. Meanwhile, y'all was praying on my downfall. Meanwhile, while I was building myself up, having a relationship with God, higher power, you know what I mean? That's what I was doing. While y'all busy trying to put a bitch down, to team up to go against me, I was too busy at leveling up, you know what I mean, in my mind and mental, yo. Anyway, yo, be aware of energy vampires, yo. It don't matter who they is, your family or what. Like, yo, people really be out here to dim your fucking light. You know what I mean? People be out here to steady judge you and point fingers at you without taking one look in the mirror. It's time to face yourselves, yo. You can't run. You have to face yourself. And once you face yourself, there you go. Doors are opening. But as long as you keep on pointing fingers, remind you, 3 more pointing back at you, baby. Until again, y'all.